is. It's not as generous a porch as the old octagon, but it's definitely, the porches are great. So again, this is the entry room. This is the, you can see it's not quite as grand a house, but it's got the details. It's got the beautiful woodwork. The fireplaces aren't hand-carved marble, but they're beautiful wood and tiles. The floors aren't oak, they're pine. But, you know, everything works. Everything looks good. This stuff on the walls here, that's all through the house, it's called immersed. And it's supposed to look like pounded tin or leather or something, but it's just a molded kind of stuff out of sawdust and glue or something. But I mean, it looks great. Yeah, it looks beautiful. But it's in all the wainscoting and the different panels of the roof. I mean, the different panels around the house. This is the main parlor here. This would, of course, be able to be separated from the rest of the house. Excuse me, sir, let me just show everybody that these slider doors would close together and completely shut it off. So during the day, somebody came in, they wouldn't be able to look in here or go in here because this was private. This is where you would bring your, the owners would bring their best company, and they would show off their artwork and that big, beautiful Chinese archway used to be right here. It's part of the history, and they moved it back there just to keep it out of being touched and so forth. Yeah. This is where they would put down rugs, laying rugs on the floor. They would have pianos, and because that was the entertainment process. With music, for instance, and playing cards and playing board games. The people would come down here and meet whoever called on them and knocked on the door. The service would take cards and leave them in the bowl on there so that if the owners weren't available. Let's go this way. This is like this would be more like the den area. This is kind of a smaller parlor, but again, you could shut it off from the rest of the house with the doors here. There were doors between each of these parlors. The family would gather here and look at, these, what do you call them, stereoscopes, and they had an old gramophone over there and an organ. This organ is a little out of context because this organ was in the church down the street, and it still works. And they usually at the candlelight vigil they have at Christmas time, they have somebody come in and play this, and it works great. So it shakes the whole house. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's really a wonderful old instrument.
As we came in, I noticed back to the picture area, that's red glass. Is that original?
Yeah, the red glass there is, yeah. It's I think one of the panes was broken in place, but most of it is. And this is a real weird part of the Victorian era kind of sensibility. Does everybody know what this is?
It's what women would put around their hair.
Well, that is hair. That is a woman's hair. And when somebody died, they would, they'd save it and they'd frame it, or they'd make it into bracelets or rings or earrings or something. That they would, they would do that. They would take pictures of the dead people and sitting around the table with them. They bring in all dead random and sit there at the table just for a keepsake.
Why not?
Why not? And this is the dining room, and I call it the room of wallpaper, because this place is
It's fancy.
whenever in doubt in Victoria, I mean, let's do more rather than less. I mean, more was always better. So you have the Robert Morse wallpaper, the green and kind of pale green floral. Then you go to border metallic, and then a green, then a red, then a floral again. And then you got the Star Trek stuff, which is on the ceiling, which is original. So it's really amazing the amount of yeah. And if you notice, in all the light fixtures in this house, half of them point up and half of them point down. Can anybody guess why?
Ambiance?
Sure.
No?
To give more of a reflection onto the ceiling and the walls.
It's because the electric lights were starting to come in the late 1800s.
So now you could have.
So now you could have them, but they were so undependable that they kept their gas lights too. So the gas light and the electric light feeds would be through the same stem, so there were all kinds of fires and sparks, and it was a tremendous difficult transition from gas to electric. But I finally did make it. And after a while, they started separating, of course, and having maybe wall sconces that were gas and electric in the middle. So, but in the beginning, they kept them in the same fixture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Such large pocket doors.
I know, they're huge. They really are. Yeah, I love it too. And this is the kitchen. This is part of the kitchen. I tend to think of the kitchen for outside, especially when the boarding house has to be bigger. I'm thinking.
They have a pantry.
Yeah, they've got a big pantry, and this back here is a storage area. I think that's part of the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think that these two rooms were for the kitchen. But the old
Yeah, better, seriously, my grandma still has it.
Anyway, this was a interesting new invention, newfangled invention. Anybody know what this is?
It's a scale.
It's a toaster. You put toast. Yeah, you put toast in there. Those were electric, coils in there. Yeah, the servant would have to stand up here and plug it into the electric fitting somehow, and then he'd just click it on, and you'd watch till the till the toast was ready, and you'd flip it out. So that was.
So you plug it literally into like the electrical outlet.
Yeah,
or something,
it'd have to
the
be.
wire.
There were no outlets in the walls in those days. So yeah,
It's a
they
baby
had.
chair.
Yeah, it's an old, baby chair.
Wow.
And then behind you there on the wall is the intercom. It wasn't very fancy. You just yell up to the third floor and you'd say, "Are you coming down today for dinner?" And so if this was a boarding house,
May nagaro kita maanig yan.
the kitchen was going almost 24 hours a day. I mean, there's no rest for the staff here.
And where was this house located?
This was,
Masakit ka oh. Ha?